Hey everybody out there, it's your girl Jay, and it's time for another edition of Jay's Quick 3. Now, what's on my mind this week? Let me see. Let's get into number 3. I can get this out of the way. So this Jussie Smollett thing is still a thing. About a week and a half ago, probably now, it was announced that all 16 charges that the Chicago police charged Jussie with were dropped. And ever since then, there's like the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, the chief of police, everybody's doing these press conferences. Somebody was on Good Morning America. It's just such a travesty that this person who did this heinous thing is free to walk among regular, normal people. Like, come on. Like, the man, not to say if he lied, it wasn't bad, because it was. Like, it definitely, puts doubt in people's mind when people lie about things that aren't true, especially when it has to do with abuse or anything like that. But the only person at this point who has suffered or will suffer from it, if it's true that he lied, is Jussie, because now his credibility is kind of shot, so to speak. So, I mean, I was always going for the side that Jussie wasn't lying, because I just didn't see the point in what was he going to gain in lying. Like, I didn't see, like, if he wanted more money or whatever. He's already famous. He's from a famous family. He's been acting since he was a tiny kid. He makes money, but people always want more money. But I don't see how you getting attacked would have equaled getting more money. So I don't know what his end game was. So that's why I was prone to believe him. Also, he was a victim, and I lean more towards the victims than I do anything else. Now, there was no real concrete proof to say that he wasn't lying, but there was no concrete proof to prove that he was lying. So it's up in the air. But Chicago police decided that he deserved 16 charges for every time that they felt like he lied about something, and got the grand jury in it. And I don't know, they were going to present all this evidence, I guess, that they thought they had. Well, something happened, and I don't know if this has anything to do with, I think her name is Kim Foxx. So Kim Foxx is the state attorney. She is the state attorney for Cook County in Illinois. But I don't know if the chief of police or the mayor thinks that she's dirty and she has something to do with it. I don't know, but it is like, oh my God, the sky has fallen, because it's them. They're complaining. It's just a whitewash of justice or something like that. This is how stars get treated when you have enough money. And it's just on and on. The president of the United States, I don't even like to call, look, the man, number 45, got on his Twitter and felt the need to tweet that he wanted the Department of Justice and the FBI to dig into this case, because it is just horrible. Oh, just so horrible that this man got off of these 16 charges. Now, even if he lied, 16 charges anyway. So they just think it's just this big travesty that he got off. I mean, is it me, or like, did Jussie go on a killing spree or like rob a bunch of banks or something that I don't know about that is causing all this melee? Like, to have press conferences and the president tweeting. Like, I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me at all. I believe in all my heart that there's more things to worry about in this whole nation than an actor who lied about getting attacked. I really do. So 45 didn't have to get his Twitter fingers ready to even make a statement about that. Many things he could have made statements about that would have warranted him to get on his Twitter to say something, and Jussie wasn't the one, in my opinion. I just think that the Chicago police were just very enthusiastic about keeping us up to date on every little thing that was happening with this case. Some things I don't think we probably should have known about, but they were just really gung-ho about this thing, and it's just shady all around. And let me say something, like, if you guys really want to jump on a case, there's a man right there in Chicago who has at least 7 charges on him right now. If you want to add some excessive charges, go find him, get him in jail where he belongs, and fix the mistake that was made 20 years ago. Because Jussie's not it. What is the point? So I don't know. There'll be I'm sure, more details about this coming in the near future. Hopefully, you know what? Hopefully we don't hear about this anymore, because I'm over it. I'm tired. It doesn't make sense. We don't know if he lied, if he didn't lie. We don't have evidence either way to know what happened. There's been jokes made. There's been accusations, whatever. It's done. Let's just move on. This isn't even that big of an issue to me. Everybody being involved in it just doesn't, and I just don't. We can move on. So let's go to number 2. So number 2 is just, here's a little PSA, and it's, I'm not speaking for all women. I'm speaking for myself. So I kind of started doing some online dating, just trying to see how that little realm is. And, it's cool for what it is. I've met a couple of people, but I met this particular guy a few weeks ago, and we've been chatting on the app off and on, not anything too deep, but kind of on the regular. And so I had made the decision that maybe it's time to give him my number, and we chat off the app, maybe get to know each other a little bit better, in hopes of maybe we might meet up or something like that. And so here's the deal. I gave him my number. We chatted because I couldn't talk because I was getting ready to go to bed. And so I tell him I'm going to bed. He says good night, blah, blah, blah. So I had to work really early in the morning. I woke up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm thinking, I see a text, or I have a notification. I have a text from him. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm thinking, it's probably hey, had a nice little conversation, or can't wait to talk to you, or, be nice if we met up, or just something, just have a good day at work, just something simple. No, I opened my phone to see a shirtless picture of this man. Now, I understand it could be way worse. I'm sure guys have sent way worse pictures, and I understand I've gotten some of them, but that's just not what I was expecting to get. I didn't give off that vibe. I didn't give off any indication that I wanted to see his body, that I cared about what his body looked like, any of that. So I don't understand why it was warranted that he felt the need to send me that picture. So my PSA is to guys, know your audience. Just do. Nothing that I said or did gave off the vibe. Trust me. I will read my messages, but I'm not putting my business out there like that. But it wasn't anything that gave an indication that I wanted to see his shirtless body. I just didn't. So guys, if you're doing any of this online dating things, and I understand, I guess it is natural, for you to want to show your body, especially if you're proud of it. I understand that, but give it some time. 30 minutes of a conversation through text isn't enough time after I just gave you my number that is hey, I wonder what she's doing. It's midnight. I'm just going to show her a picture of me standing in my bathroom with my shirt off. It just didn't, it turned me completely off. I haven't really talked to him since then. It's just, it threw the vibe off. Now it's weird to me. So guys, just be thoughtful. Let's just be gentlemen. And it's time for that. It'll be time for, shirtless pictures and things like that. Who knows what the future holds? But in the very beginning, for me at least, I don't need it. So that's just my thing. I don't know. People may think differently. There's other females that may feel differently, and that's okay. but that's just not how I'm feeling. So keep your pictures to yourself. Shirtless pictures and other body parts I don't need to see right away, at least not for me. So that's it on that. So number one, I kind of touched on this before about kind of like the cancel culture, but I kind of wanted to dig a little deeper into like social media life and internet trolls and things like that. And it's really, you know, I see things and I try not to follow a lot of blogs and a lot of like negative things I know that's going to bring like negative comments and things, because I just don't want that energy. But it's so crazy to me to see like if someone gets sick or passed away, like for instance, okay, I watch the Sister Circle, and there's a host on there, Quad, who's from Married to Medicine. Now, she had to leave the show for a little while because she had to have, I want to say she had to have surgery because of fibrosis somewhere. And I think it had to do with like maybe having it around or near her ovaries and things like that, which women who know about that can understand that if you know, that can cause you to not be able to have kids. You know, sometimes if they're really bad, they just have you have a hysterectomy. So she was on TV and she was crying about like having this surgery. And she didn't say, you know, specifics. She just said, you know, they found some fibroids and, you know, I'm going to have them removed. And, you know, it's a scary, you know, situation. Well, I just happened to scroll through the comments and it's just like, why is she crying? I had that surgery. It's not that big of a deal. She's such a crybaby. She doesn't want to have kids anyway, blah, blah, blah. She's too old to have kids. She should have had kids when she was married. I mean, just some bad stuff. And it's just like this lady, and I mean, I usually don't comment on it, but I had to just tell this one person who like wrote a whole novel about how stupid Quad was. And I had to tell her like, why? If you feel this strongly about Quad and you feel like her story is bogus and you feel like she's just getting attention, why are you here? Like, why are you taking, like, clearly you feel some way about this. Like you wrote all this stuff just to be negative. Wouldn't it have been easier to just scroll past? Like, wouldn't that made your life a little bit better for you not to have to use however long it took you to write it and be negative when you could have just said, oh, she's stupid and just kept scrolling? And it's those type of things. Of course, she didn't say anything back because she's not going to say anything back. But I noticed that, especially in a lot of these blog comments, like people are just downright heartless. And the thing is, it's because there's no accountability to what they're saying. Like, you can't find these people. You can't fight them. You can't beat them up. You can't punish them. You can't do any of that stuff. So they're free to say you're ugly, or I hope you die or kill yourself, or your baby's ugly, or why, you know, just rude stuff that they normally probably would not say if they were standing in front of you. But because they feel emboldened to be behind a keyboard or, you know, on their phone, they can just say whatever. You know, these celebrities and some of these, you know, I guess you can call them influencers or whoever, just regular normal people are so accessible now. I mean, all you have to do is send a tweet or send a post or something like that and add that person or whatever, and you're kind of connected to them. That's good and bad. It's a gift and a curse, because now people feel like they can do and say whatever they want to, and there's no accountability. That's why I don't believe in a cancel culture, because who's to say that whatever you're trying to cancel, whoever this person you're trying to cancel, whatever this hashtag you're hanging on this day, that you're truly living it? We don't know. We can't see that. We don't have a way to say, are you still listening to this person's music? Are you still streaming this? Are you still going to this person's concert? Are you still buying their products? We don't know. All we know is that there's a bunch of hashtags out and you're standing up with the people. And, you know, my girls say it best. It's the fake woke hashtagging. Like, we don't know what you're doing because there's no accountability to this. So that's why there's internet trolls running rapid. The biggest one we have is in office right now. Internet trolls and those like that fall under that umbrella. It's just sad to see, because I can probably bet you 9 times out of 10, they're young kids. They know better. Their parents have raised them better. But again, someone said this before, like even the best person, even if the best person that had the best intentions, if they had 0 chance of getting caught, would they always make the right decision and always do the right thing? Like, that's just something to think about. So, if you're never going to get caught, so yeah, I might say I might poke them a little bit and just say something light, like, oh, I don't like the way your shirt looks. And then the next time it's like, oh, well, you need to lose some weight. The next time, oh, you're fat. The next time, oh, you're ugly. And then it just goes all the way to kill yourself. And I hope your baby dies and stuff like that. Stuff is cruel. And the fact that people say that, it's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And I see it all the time. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to police it. There's no way. But I just felt like saying something about it because it's on my mind, because I've been seeing it. It's just certain things when there's a time and a place for everything. And yeah, you can be joking and you can just try to say stuff to get likes or clicks or whatever to go viral, and all that stuff is good. But at some point you have to be human and you have to make better decisions. And I feel for like these young kids who fall for this stuff and they actually listen to people and they're getting bullied and they are killing themselves or they are hurting themselves. I guess it's hard to say that this stuff isn't real when you're living it so much, So I don't have answers to that. I don't have a solution. It was just something on my mind. I just wish it was a better way that we can deal with this, because these people do need to pay. Like, it needs to be some kind of, like, considered some kind of threat or something that you get, fined. I guess you can report pages, but I've reported things before and things didn't happen fast. And what I needed to report was a real threat that was happening to somebody, and anything could have happened at any time. And we just weren't getting answers fast enough. So I don't know how effective reporting pages are. Like, you can get the pages taken down, but that doesn't stop you from doing another page or something like that. So anybody that's listening to this, I would just say, be a little bit more compassionate. I understand that it's easy to go that route when there's nothing anybody can do, but those things are hurtful. And if you wouldn't do it or say it to their face, then don't do it behind the keyboard. So that's all I have for this week. Thank you again for listening. Again, if you would like to follow me, you can on Twitter at JBoogForShow. That's JBOOG, the number 4 SHO. That's on Twitter. You can also send me comments at my Gmail, which is jboogforshow@gmail.com. I'm happy to read the emails, any comments. I come bringing love and light and positivity. I will say I don't play the troll game. So if you come for me, just know I'm not the one. Don't do it. So again, thank you for listening. I will holler at you guys next time. Peace.